This is Stuff You Missed in 7th grade. I'm Caelan Dammer.
And this is Weiss.
Meyer.
Alright, this is Stuff You Missed in 7th grade. Nick, what's our topic today?
Our main subject is Islamic astronomy.
Okay, and Dean, what are other topics we're going to be covering?
Islamic chess, zoology, polo, and irrigation.
So, a bunch of stuff from Islam. So, pull up some chairs and get ready for a mass amount of information.
A great amount of importance is given to the genesis and development of Islamic astronomy. However, in the history of astronomical sciences, disciplines, particularly to its developments from the 8th to the 14th century.
Places like the Middle East, more Spain, and North Africa have progressed a lot in astronomy during this period, while Europe was groping its way through the Dark Ages.
The foundations of Islamic science in particular were laid 2 centuries after the migration from Mecca to Medina in AD 622.
The Muslims had an interest in astronomy for many reasons, but we're going to take it down to 3. First being they wanted to calculate longitude and latitude to create maps. Second reason, to calculate the time of day so they knew when the sun would come up so they could perform the dawn prayer. And third reason, just being that they liked challenging themselves. The Muslim holy book, also called the Quran, makes frequent reference to the astronomical patterns visible in the sky. It's a major source of the traditions associated with Islamic astronomy.
Astronomical timekeeping was the most accurate way to determine when to pray, and was also used for when to pinpoint religious festivals.
Another use for astronomy is navigation. They used instruments such as the astrolabe to do this.
The astrolabe is an instrument that calculated the position of certain stars in order to determine direction. It was invented by the Greeks and adopted and perfected by the Arabs.
Another instrument that the Arabs used was the sextant. It was created by the Arabs to be a more sophisticated version of the astrolabe. This piece of technology ultimately became the cornerstone of navigation for European exploration.
The Muslims made so many advances in this field that they even realized that Ptolemy's model of the universe was flawed, but never got around to making their own model. During this period of great scientific advancement, the Islams produced many great astronomers. One of them, Al-Khwarizmi, lived in the 9th century. He was also a great mathematician and invented algebra. He calculated the positions of extraterrestrial bodies, and he also made eclipse calculations.
Omar Khayyam calculated the length of the year accurately to the 6th decimal place.
Another great astronomer was Al-Farghani, who worked on movement of celestial bodies. So, in conclusion, Muslim scientists made many advances in astronomy. So, Western science owes much to Islamic astronomy. Alright, that pretty much wraps up astronomy, doesn't it, Nick?
Hopefully so.
Alright then, on to our other topics.
Yay!
Yes! Yay! I bet you guys are all like, yay, we don't have to suffer through this anymore, thank you so much!
Probably.
So, on to chess. Haha, you still have to suffer through this for 4 other subjects. So, chess was a giant game during the Islamic Golden Age. The Muslims got it from the Persians, who got it from the Indians, who got it from the Chinese. So, the Muslims had a great interest in chess because they just loved challenging themselves. Eventually, though, chess became banned because it was a form of gambling, according to the Muslims, and they didn't like gambling. Dishonesty. On to the next one. Another thing that became popular is zoology. Zoology is the study of animals. It became popular in the Golden Age because the Muslims were dependent on animals for travel and trade. They wanted to figure out how to take care of their animals better.
Conrad Gessner started the beginning of modern zoology. They built off of Greek and Roman ideas for zoology and was improved mostly in the 1800s and 1900s.
Now we're going to be discussing polo. Polo was first invented in the Islamic Empire, or during the Abbasid period. Of course, it was played originally with horses. How you would play was you would divide the players into two teams, each with 5 people on a side. There are 2 goals, one at each end of the space that you are playing in. The object is to get the ball into your goal by riding around on your horse and hitting it with your mallet. You can't touch the ball, and of course you can't hit anyone with your mallet, or that would severely injure them, obviously.
Yeah.
And that would be called a foul play. And the rules are a lot like soccer. And every 3 years, championships were held for polo, and, well, who doesn't like a good athletic championship? Yay.
Islamic irrigation had hundreds of canals. They used aqueducts as well. They also used underwater wells and reservoirs for water.
This is because water is very scarce in the Arabian Desert. Most of the Arabs lived around the coastal plain region, but even then, water was very scarce. So, now that we've covered our main topics, now for just a plethora of information that we know you're going to love. So, banking! The Muslims developed banking to end confusion caused by the many currencies they use. They used checks to do this.
Okay, the House of Wisdom was created in 830 AD. It was an educational institution which was in Baghdad. Scholars gave lectures and translated most of the books kept in the House of Wisdom to Arabic.
Wisdom! Calligraphy! It means beautiful writing, and it is, of course, the art of elegant handwriting. I mean, who would have guessed? And they copied the Quran with it. Alright, so, Nick, what do you know about geometric and floral design?
Well, the art was abstract.
No, you failed. Actually, it was. I just don't want him to have any more mic time. Me time! So, they created this because they wanted pretty pictures, and they didn't want to distract worshippers with pictures of people, because they loved God that much. And so, for the final topic of the day, we are doing everyone's favorite algebra.
Besides mine.
So, Nick, remember a while back when I talked about Al-Farghani and he was the inventor of algebra?
Yes.
Well, guess what? He's the inventor of algebra!
Oh, good lord. Dang it.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Anyways, the Arabs loved intellectual challenges because they loved to stump each other.
Even though that's kind of strange because we kind of don't like to quiz each other with algebra today, so...
Because we are a fat and lazy society. What? So, in conclusion, the Muslims made great achievements during their empire, which affected science and humanity forever. Thank you for watching. This has been Stuff You Missed in 7th grade. This has been Caelan Dammer.
Nick Weiss.
The Meyer.
We will now be taking questions. Thank you. And there's Nick singing in the background. But welcome to the credits. I'm glad you all managed to survive the past 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Well then, thank you for watching. But it's time for bloopers! We owe much to us. Fail! Hey Nick, get out of the box. We're trying to record this stuff. See? Told you! You failed! And so, for the final topic of the day, we will be covering algebra. You remember that guy, Al-Farghani, Nick?
Yeah, I do. He was a great scholar.
Astronomer, you idiot!
Or astronomer.
You
Ah, so then, ya, la, da, dee, la, da, dum, oh,